That's a problem. That's hate. We aren't the same. Okay, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. We'll look at that in just a second. And I wasn't even going to make a video about it, but hey, it sort of ties in to this. This news will probably leave Angel Reese's mom in shambles at this point. Of course, she's upset. She made a couple of comments a couple of days ago about people literally covering statistical data involving attendance. All right. I put this out this morning. It is unbelievable what it is Caitlin Clark does.
Caitlin Clark's popularity will fade after college. That's what the haters were saying just months ago. Well, the numbers just dropped for her first preseason game with the Indiana Fever, and they're absolutely mind-blowing.
Do you understand what I mean? A preseason WNBA game. By the way, why the hell is the Paige Beckers and Angel Reese ratings from Ion Network Friday, why are they MIA right now? This was Sunday's game. All right, against the Brazilian national team, Carver Hawkeye Arena in Iowa City. I'm going to be very interested to see what those ratings look like when they come out. Oh my God, bro, you're such a racist. Okay. Well, I mean, we're literally talking about TV ratings, but
a preseason WNBA game just pulled 1.3 million viewers, peaking at 1.66 million. Let that sink in. These aren't just good numbers, they're crushing NBA preseason games from the last 5 years. Still think she was just a college phenomenon? Remember all those people saying Clark's popularity would fade once she left Iowa? Yeah, those critics are real quiet right now. The Indiana Fever just played their preseason game against Brazil, and ESPN released the numbers that have the basketball world completely shook. This wasn't just a good showing. We're talking about 1.3 million viewers on average watching a preseason game. A game that literally doesn't count for anything. And it gets better. Viewership peaked at 1.66 million people for a preseason WNBA game.
That's nuts, folks. And just to give you an idea, I did pull up other ratings from that day. This game beat NHL playoff ratings. This is called compare and contrast for you low IQ folks out there. So anyway, Caitlin Clark's preseason debut drew 1.3 million viewers. Think about that a minute. National Hockey League playoff ratings, a WNBA game, a preseason WNBA game, not only beat those ratings, destroyed them.
That's not normal. That's not even in the realm of what anyone expected. You know what makes this even crazier? This preseason game beat last year's regular season opener by 13%. Let me say that again. A game that doesn't matter at all pulled in more viewers than actual games from last season. The Fever weren't even playing another WNBA team. They were playing Brazil's national team in a warm-up match. The numbers are insane across the board. The WNBA countdown show that aired before the game, that averaged 571,000 viewers. That's a 71% jump from previous broadcasts of the same show. People weren't just tuning in for Clark, they were showing up early just to hear people talk about her before the game even started.
More watched than any NBA game, preseason game, since 2018. So that's been a long time ago. A long time ago. I think the highest rated NHL game was roughly 430,000 viewers behind this game. And the other one, forget about it. It was like 800,000 behind. So this game, only 2 NBA preseason games in the last 15 years had bigger ratings than this game. One of them was LeBron's. That was last year. This Caitlin Clark preseason game outdrew the finals game 1 rating from last year.
And here's where it gets even wilder. These numbers don't even include people watching on League Pass. The 1.3 million is just from ESPN. The real total? Probably way higher. We're talking about potentially millions of eyeballs on Caitlin Clark's first pro appearance. Looking at the exact numbers, this game pulled 1.394 million viewers. That's more than any non-fever WNBA game televised since 2024. Think about that. A preseason game with Clark drew more viewers than regular season and playoff games without her. If that doesn't prove the Caitlin Clark effect, I don't know what will. You want some perspective? Most NBA preseason games since 2018 haven't even come close to these numbers. The NBA, we're talking about the league that dominates basketball globally, and their preseason games can't touch what Clark just did. 2 years ago, nobody would have believed a WNBA preseason game could outperform NBA preseason matchups. It would have sounded completely made up. And let's not forget, this is just the beginning for Clark. Last season, she was already showing crazy improvement. Before the Olympic break, she was averaging 17 points per game. Solid rookie numbers, right? But after the break, that jumped to 23 points per game. The girl was just warming up. Some experts are saying she might average 25 points per game this upcoming season. Imagine what the viewership numbers will be when she's dropping 30-point triple-doubles in games that actually count. These preseason ratings will look tiny compared to what's coming. You know what's really telling about all this? The silence from the haters. Where are all those people who said Clark was just a college phenomenon? Where are the critics who claimed nobody would care once she went pro? They're gone, completely vanished, because these numbers don't lie. The naysayers kept saying her popularity would tank after leaving Iowa. They said the WNBA wouldn't benefit from her arrival. They claimed it was all hype that would die down fast. Well, 1.3 million viewers for a meaningless exhibition game says otherwise. This isn't just random stats or one lucky night. This is proof that Caitlin Clark is changing the game. The Clark effect isn't slowing down, it's accelerating. Her impact is bigger than anyone predicted, and we're only at the starting line. Remember, Clark is still developing as a pro player. She's learning the WNBA game. She's adapting to the speed and physicality, and she's already pulling these kinds of numbers. Just wait until she fully hits her stride. Just wait until she's comfortable enough to play with that same Iowa swagger we all fell in love with. The doubters have been silenced. The critics have been proven wrong. Caitlin Clark isn't just a temporary sensation. She's becoming the face of basketball, period. And based on these preseason numbers, millions of people agree. When the actual season starts and games really matter, these viewership numbers are going to explode even more. The Fever might not win the championship this year, but they've already won the ratings war. And it's all because of the rookie who was supposedly going to fade away after college. Turns out her star is only getting brighter. So what are we seeing here? A basketball player who's changing the entire game. The message is crystal clear. Caitlin Clark is becoming the face of basketball, not just women's basketball. The entire sport. These numbers for a meaningless preseason game show exactly how special she is. 1.3 million viewers didn't tune in by accident. They wanted to see Clark. They believe in Clark. They're investing in Clark. Imagine when the real games start, when the stats actually count, when Clark is going full throttle against the league's best. The WNBA is about to experience viewership like never before, and we're all watching history happen in real time.